Charles Doughton looks at his most recent parking tickets. In total, he's been slapped with about 30 parking tickets in the last year.
At least $500, probably more. That's probably a low estimate.
He has lived here on Coral Street in Lancaster for about 3 years and never had an issue with parking until the Lancaster Parking Authority took over residential parking enforcement last year.
They're just doing their job, and I understand that. It's hard not to get mad at them because they're the ones issuing the tickets, but that's what they're supposed to do.
Where Doughton lives on Coral Street is not a parking permit block, which means anyone can park there, and that also means spots fill up pretty quickly.
There is absolutely nowhere to park on this street when you get home here at the end of the day.
The only place he's allowed to pay to park right now to guarantee him a spot is this parking garage on Orange Street. That's about 14 blocks away from where he lives.
It's just not right.
He usually ends up parking on 3rd Street. That is a residential parking permit street, and he doesn't have a permit, hence why he's getting so many tickets. So yes, he knows he's wrong in parking there without a permit.
I know I am, but it's the only place to park, and I take my chances. Some days they don't get me, a lot of days they do.
Charles says he wants to park on 3rd Street, but he was told he can't park here because he doesn't live on this street. And the only people who do live on the street live in these 3 homes. And they have all of this parking, which Doughton says is about 25 spots.
I want to be able to park on this street. That's all I want. Even if I have to pay a $35 permit a year, that's better than paying all these tickets. That's all that I want. That's all that these neighbors want, is the opportunity to be able to park there.
Another option for Doughton is to petition the Lancaster City Traffic Commission to get his section of Coral Street to become a permitted street. He would need to get about 75% of people who live on that street to agree, and Doughton doesn't think that would happen.
You're handcuffed. I don't know what to do. I can't afford not to pay these tickets, and I can't afford to get them.
Fox 43 finds out, asked the Lancaster Parking Authority if Doughton can park on 3rd Street and pay the $30 a year for a day and night parking permit on that street.
Typical to the ordinance, if someone is not on that block, they cannot park on that block. Now, there's always a process that they can go through. They can go to, they can make a petition to the City Traffic Commission and plead their case of why they should be eligible to park in a block that they're not a resident of.
Larry Cohen is the executive director of the Lancaster Parking Authority and has been involved with the city parking for 17 years. In that time, he says he has seen some exceptions be made by the Traffic Commission. As for Doughton's case, he's not sure.
If you allow one person to park in their block who's not part of the block, don't you agree that you'd have to allow everyone to park in that block who's not necessarily allowed to park in that block?
However, he does say everything is considered on a case-by-case basis.
You don't know what the outcome is going to be, but be heard and see where you go from there.